Good evening. My name is Mandilakhe Tshwete and you are beyond the headlines. Imagine your life turned upside down by the floods. You have no place to sleep and you have no community hall to sleep in. This is the reality that Khayelitsha people live every single day. Tonight we have a councillor for Ward 99, Lonwabo Mqina. He will be taking us through what happens every flood season, every fire season, what they do to help people and what people need. And also we'll be talking extensively about the lack of service delivery in Khayelitsha. We will be showing pictures actually because recently we've heard that the cleaning services in Khayelitsha have decided to stop working because they were not paid. So we will be showing you pictures of the dirt. Okay, so let's go to Councillor Mqina. Welcome.
Thank you, Sis Mandi. Greetings to you and greetings to your viewers and followers at home. Thank you very much for having me here. Even though we're not here for some good news, I would have loved to be here for something good for your viewers. But apparently the state of our wards, the state of Khayelitsha is in a dire situation. So I'm not here at the good time, but okay, I'm pleased to be here.
Okay, fine. Take us through, because I know these pictures that we showed is not necessarily in your ward, but this is the lived reality that your constituency also experiences from time to time. So what actually is happening there? Let's maybe start with flooding. Do you also have a problem like that?
Thanks a lot. I think, yes, really, these pictures are not actually from my ward, but I think these pictures are a true sense of what is being experienced by every ward councillor in Khayelitsha. Almost each and every informal settlement in Khayelitsha, when it's rainy seasons, like winter, people get to experience this. People get to experience floods. As you can see there, that person actually can't have access to his or her bed. So people actually need boats to access their houses. So this is the situation that you find in each and every informal settlement in Khayelitsha come winter season. So every ward councillor actually experiences that. Every community in Khayelitsha actually experiences that come rainy or winter season. Floods, where people are devastated, they don't know where to sleep, they lose their belongings get damaged, which they use a lot of money to buy. So it becomes a problem come winter season in Cape Town, in our informal settlements in particular. And this is something that has been ongoing ever since I came to Cape Town myself, ever since I became a leader of that community. But it seems as if there's no appetite and political will from the leadership in the city of Cape Town to actually address this, because in all fairness, this has a permanent solution, but seemingly there's no commitment from the powers that be to actually put this to bed, to resolve it once and for all. If we can have that political willingness from the authorities that be in the city of Cape Town, that is unfortunately led by the Democratic Alliance, then we can resolve this permanently.
Okay, before we continue, I just want to say that the views that are expressed by Lonwabo Mqina are his own views, and they are not Mandilakhe or Cape Conscious Media.
Okay. No. I'm raising my views as a resident of Khayelitsha, city of Cape Town, and as a ward councillor who sits in the council chamber, a ward councillor that agitates for these services to be brought to his community, because I believe that if the funds were not dispersed in a skew way to address service delivery, and so I'm saying if there can be a commitment and political will from the leadership, these things can be addressed. Come to think of it, a resident like Monwabisi Park that has been there for almost 3 decades, since 1997, to this day and age, it still experiences the same challenges that it experienced almost 30 years ago, 28 years to be precise. So it can't be that the city of Cape Town doesn't know that Monwabisi Park, for instance, Enkanini, Taiwan, all those informal settlements, they know that every winter season, those informal settlements go through the horrible experience of people not being able to access their houses, people not being able to sleep. We must look for community halls, and there are communities like Ward 99 that doesn't even have a community hall built by the city of Cape Town. Hence why you must go as a ward councillor, must squat in Ward 98. So there's no willingness, and I believe that those things can be addressed if that community that has been there since 1997, it's still an informal settlement to date.
Okay, so you're talking about challenges of over or about 30 years. What are those challenges? Besides the fact that whenever there's like flood season, they're displaced and all of that. But there are other challenges. So what are those challenges? Are we talking here about toilets, water, or?
Yes, exactly, Sis Mandi. I think I'm just picking up on Monwabisi Park, as it is one of the oldest informal settlements in my ward. For an informal settlement that has been there for almost 3 decades, for it not to have toilets, water services, access roads, proper lighting. So it's almost all those challenges, because you still find people that are in that informal settlement that have got no electricity. We refer to them as infills that need to be addressed. People who have been there for years without a toilet, like more especially women, it becomes difficult for them to go to the toilet and stuff like that. And there's no access to water, there's no access roads, which makes it difficult for proper policing as well in that community of Monwabisi Park and other communities in my ward. I'm making reference to Monwabisi Park just because it's the oldest informal settlement in the ward, but New Monwabisi Park, New Culture, Zamimpilo, New Dawn, all those informal settlements. In fact, the city, in Monwabisi Park, for the city to meet its ratio, which is 1:5, like 1 toilet for every five households, for it to meet that ratio, it needs not less than 1,000 toilets in Monwabisi Park alone.
Wow.
I'm not putting New Monwabisi Park, Zamimpilo, New Dawn, New Culture, which is the 3-letter informal settlements, and they are the latest to be built there, because they were built there around 2019, 2020. Those are COVID informal settlements. But there's one informal settlement by the name of New Monwabisi Park, which is also referred to as Nkandla. It has been there for almost a decade as well. I think it has about 9 years now. That informal settlement also has no electricity. It has water, it has taps and toilets, but also the toilets, they don't meet the required ratio of the city of Cape Town. Then it makes it, in that informal settlement, crime, murder, people are murdered day in, day out, weekly, almost every week. There's people that are being murdered in that community. And it's dark. Even police themselves, they would say that they fear going there because it's dark, there are no access roads. Then if a police officer fears going into a particular area because it's dark, a police officer that is trained, that has a firearm, then how much more for just civilians who reside in that community, who do not have firearms to protect themselves, but people with police vans, with firearms, it's difficult for them to get to those areas. So those are the challenges that we're faced with in Ward 99 of high mass lights in areas like Kuyasa, sewer spillage, but in the informal settlements, it's these ones that we've just referred to.
Okay, fine. So I'm just thinking about crime and the light issue. That is one of the demands that you made in your last march. I think it was last week, and you were asking for high mass lights, and for those that are already existing, for them to be fixed, because they could help a lot, especially with crime that you're talking about.
Yes, definitely. You see, we have this belief and understanding that if it's dark, it's very easy for anyone to commit crime at night. Then if we have high mass lights, at least it gets to light the area, and then it's not easy for people to just commit crime because they would think that maybe someone might be seeing me from any corner. So hence why we want high mass lights to be installed firstly in that area. For instance, in New Monobisi Park, there's an incident that occurred almost like 2 or 3, I think 3 months into office when I became a ward councillor, where 5 people were shot dead, and the mayor and the minister then, Begicele, visited my ward. They went into that area. The mayor made commitments. We're going to look at electrifying this area. We're going to put up high mass lights, even if it means, because that area has no electricity, even if we use Baden-Powell, Monobisi Park Resort, because it's in close proximity to New Monobisi Park, and also use Monobisi Park, because Monobisi Park has electricity, because when you put up a high mass light, it covers a bigger area. Up to this date, I think we're 4 years down the line. We are definitely 4 years down the line. There isn't even a single high mass light that has been installed in that community. That goes to show that people, when they come to our area, they just give lip service and then they leave. In Kuyasa, crime happens week in, week out. In fact, today, as an active community that is totally against crime and we don't want crime in our community, today we're in court because of someone who was brutally murdered in Kuyasa. Same story. There are high mass lights, but they're vandalized, they're damaged, they're not working. There seems to be no commitment from the city of Cape Town to fix those high mass lights, because we've reported them many a times, but there seems to be, they are moving in a snail pace, and they're not assisting us. Hence why you'll find these incidents of people being murdered, being raped, being robbed, and stuff like that, because it's a dark city.
Let's talk about ward allocation. So one would say that, but you get a budget for your ward. Is it enough? How much is it? And there's something that I thought about this afternoon, that is the budget that you receive for your ward the same as the budget that the Pinelands councillor would receive? Because I suppose the needs are different, and the priorities are also different. So is it the same?
Just for me to use a bit of Xhosa in that, I think you are quite correct there. That is the argument that we've been having ever since we came into office. Even those that came before us have been raising that it can never be right that a ward councillor in Philippi, Gugulethu, Khayelitsha, Delft, Mitchell's Plain, gets allocated the same amount of money as the councillor in Bishop's Court, Tableview, and whatnot, all the affluent areas, because our needs are different. It becomes easier for a ward councillor in Tableview to use almost every cent of his budget in putting up cameras and putting up all those things. Whereas with us, we must start from the ground. Firstly, we must commit rands and cents just for sidewalks, for people to be able to walk, because we are living in a sandy area where a road will be almost covered by sand, and then people will have to walk on the road, exposing themselves to being hit by cars and stuff like that. So we must make means in that smallanyana budget, annual budget of R1 million, put that.
Sorry, did you say you get
R1 million?
1 million rand
yes.
for the whole 365, sometimes 366 days.
That's correct. That's true. And in that money, you must address, because you must also address some other needs in the community, programs of crime, programs of capacitating youth, programs of senior citizens, programs of sports, arts and culture.
From the million?
From that 1 million rand. Then it becomes difficult for us to look at other issues that would deal with infrastructure in our community. From that million, we must also put that money aside for job creation and stuff. So really, it's nothing. Then a person who lives in Bishop's Court, there's no need for them to put money aside for job creation. There's no need for them to put money aside for sidewalks. There's no need, because those are affluent areas. And so I was saying the city of Cape Town is a two-tailed city, a city for the haves and a city for the have-nots. Because it can't be that that budget is the same, whereas these two areas have got different needs. Because we would love to get to a situation whereby also in our area we commit money to put up cameras in order for us to fight crime. In that very same amount of money, we must put money aside for our neighborhood watches, because we must buy them material like bibs, jackets, torches.
That also comes from
that R1 million. You must also have money to give to your ECDs, your crash, because they're also important. That money must come from that R1 million. So it's a lot of money. And so I'm saying the needs and demands are different, but we're having the same amount of money, even if you're coming from Khayelitsha and Bishop's Court. And you'd wonder, what would a councillor in Bishop's Court do with that R1 million? Because
I mean, there are things to be done, but I mean, they could still be given that million. But I'm just thinking that in terms of population, like, do you know how many people are in your ward?
Yes.
Or do they grow actually daily? Because that's the other thing.
Yes, you see, because us as Africans, naturally we move from place to place looking for jobs, better living opportunities and stuff like that. So even in my ward, I would see people when I call a community meeting. I always say this jokingly, that I must introduce myself in each and every community meeting, because you might find that there's new people that have just arrived who do not know the ward councillor. It's their first time seeing him or her. So I must actually introduce myself. And so I'm saying the needs and demands are different. And it can't be that in our areas we have the same amount of money as those people in affluent areas, because numbers, insofar as what demarcation is concerned, there's a lower limit and an upper limit where maybe they would say that a ward must be made up of at least 15,000 people and not exceeding maybe 20,000. So all the wards, but that speaks to registered voters, not just anyone who is, because in my ward, I think we've got a population of, the last census that was done, a population of more than 44,000 people. But registered, it's only 19,000, almost 20,000. So that becomes a problem on its own, because you've got a lot of people, and of those people, majority, many of them, are unemployed. Hence why you'd see us going to court, going to parliament, marching to the city of Cape Town. You'd see such large crowds, many people, because those people, you do the march midweek at 11 o'clock, you find people. Even if I can call a meeting now and say we're meeting at 12 o'clock, in fact, if you can make it 10 tomorrow, I'm having a program there with the city of Cape Town of young people at 10 o'clock, you'd see the numbers of people. That goes to show that our people are not employed, they're just there in the community. So this budget, really, it's
Not
not
conducive.
serving the purpose. Yeah, it's not conducive for us to address our challenges, because our challenges are different.
Nantal, can you put up that picture of the protest at the Civic Center? I just want to show, like, just an idea, because that march, this march here, this was on a Wednesday at 12, midday, and look at how many people are out there. So would you say that this is the face of unemployment?
Yes, definitely, because all these people that are here, they're not employed. And in fact, you see, this picture does not give you the real picture of what is happening. Because you see, when we're standing there, some of the people have gone to the shades and stuff like that. So it's not a true reflection of the people that were there, but it goes to show that our people are actually unemployed. For them to be going out in those numbers midweek at 12 o'clock, that goes to show that our people really are not employed. They need employment.
So one of the things, or your demands, I don't want to say demands, but it is one of your demands, was that did you say that you want an extension of the clinic? Because I can just imagine how many people go to the clinic, and like you're saying, the ward, it grows every day. So you do need another clinic or an extension to that clinic. But also you mentioned the schools. Are the schools in Monwabisi Park or Ngandla?
Okay. Yes, I think on the issue of the clinic, a clinic for us is a problem, definitely. Our clinic is too small for the community that it is servicing. So we do need an extension of that clinic, and not only an extension of that clinic, but a new clinic to be built in Monwabisi Park that would service Monwabisi Park and New Monwabisi Park, where we also need a school. But Kuyasa, a clinic, there was a promise that was made that clinic is going to be extended years ago, even before I became a ward councillor. That story, and that's how things are done in the city of Cape Town. You'd be told that we want to build a clinic for you. Here's money that is put aside for a budget for that particular development, and then they didn't. When there was this land occupation that took place, all of a sudden they said, no, we're willing to build. It's just that now the land is occupied, but there is money for this. And you come to the but we've been asking for this for years before the land occupation took place, where people had no places to, they couldn't afford rent and stuff like that because of COVID and stuff like that. So we even said to the city, okay, it's fine. We are saying this land has been occupied, but we've got another land reserved on this side. We don't want these stalls. Build the clinic, because We need clinics. Our people go to clinics for various reasons. For instance, now, as you said, that our communities are not being cleaned. Our people are going to get diseases like TB and stuff like that. Then that would mean that long queues in clinics, these small clinics. And it becomes even worse. Nurses that are working there, they do not have space to park their cars in that clinic. It is that small. So that is the challenge that we're faced with. And we want a clinic in Monwabisi Park that would service Monwabisi Park and New Monwabisi Park. We also want a school. Our children are being hit by cars when they cross that big Muwe Road, going to Luleka, going to Spiwe, going to all other schools, going to Kuyasa Primary. So we believe that we do need a school because there are a lot of people in that community. We're talking about a community of more than 20,000 houses. Those people have got kids in those houses that would need schools and clinics to service them.
Sure. Sounds horrible. So now there isn't anything that is coming from the city of Cape Town and also from the Western Cape department in terms of the projects. When are they going to start or whatsoever? And also maybe talk to me about housing, because it's obviously a problem. I'll say this in Xhosa. I think that unguceba wasematyotyombe because your ward has a lot of shacks.
No, that's definitely true. We would sit and chat about this, me and other councillors. I think in I would say to Councillor Ayla Tetan that I've got the biggest ward, and then he would claim that mine is big. I would go on about that. But really, because my ward is comprised of lots of informal settlements. It's going to be even worse with the new demarcations, the proposals. If they go through and they're passed as they are, it's going to be worse because lots of informal settlements are coming in. Formal houses are being removed from me. Maybe Mandilakhe Tshwete. So, but I enjoy it. I like it. I like those people. I'm committed. In fact, that's what makes me sleep at night when I know that I've serviced the poor and the needy, the downtrodden. Those are the people that I would like to see being moved from informal settlements to informal settlement. So so that is basically a challenge for me, but we are going to address it. We are fighting the city of Cape Town, even though it's not forthcoming insofar as addressing our challenges. But Monwabisi Park, as I said, is the oldest. We are busy with the city of Cape Town to try and unlock that broader Monwabisi Park development. It's the same, hence why the modus operandi of the city of Cape Town would say that we're going to bring this project to you, we're going to develop Monwabisi Park. Then when new Monwabisi Park came in, they said, no, we're actually going to build for you in this land, but now it has been occupied. Therefore, we do have money to build for you, but we don't have land. That's what the problem is. So now we must maneuver and find ways of unlocking that broader Monwabisi Park development without land, because the city is saying it doesn't have land. But we're in the process of doing that. But we have to push. And so why we are marching. We want these services. There seems to be no commitment from the city of Cape Town to redress the imbalances of the past, to actually move our people from informal settlement to formal settlements. But we are going to fight, because the problem that we're having is that they're not giving them services where they are. So they must actually build proper houses for them, because if they are in these shacks during winter, they are prone to floods. In December, summer season, It's fires. So it becomes a problem. So we must fight. I made a commitment, and I'm saying this live on your podcast. I made a commitment that I will unlock broader Monobisi Park development, and I'm still making that commitment. I will push the city of Cape Town, come rain or shine. We are going to have that development unlocked, and we are almost there. Okay. Even though with other projects, for instance, the Kuyasa retrofit, the provincial government seems to not, it doesn't want to commit to having that project back. But it is a problem because that project, it was done in 2019, and because of COVID, they chose to do away with it and reprioritize funds because it was COVID. But in our community, people are fighting because my house was fixed, my neighbor's house is not fixed. And then my neighbor would say, but why is Mandi's house fixed and mine is not fixed? Because the first phase only was going to address plus minus 3,000 houses, but it only addressed not even more than 300 or 300 some odds houses. So the other 2,700 or 2,600 people are waiting for that project ever since 2019, let alone those ones that were not in phase one. There are thousands of others that were not in phase one. But the cities, the provincial government is saying that it doesn't have funds for that project. But the national government said every department, every government must prioritize the outstanding projects, not to go to new projects, whereas there are outstanding projects. But we're still in that quagmire in that community.
Okay, fine. So now let's talk about what some people are thinking about. How is the city supposed to help everyone, especially when you said that people move into your area every day? So how is the city supposed to keep up with that?
No, the city, it's simple and plain how the city must do this. The city must not wait for years and years for them to address community challenges. Because if they built or they developed Monobisi Park in 2000, for instance, or 2005, we wouldn't be where we are now.
In 2000, the ANC was was leading the city of Cape Town, and they did not fix Monobisi Park.
They didn't, but their term of office ended, I think, in 2006. So, hence why I was saying, since then, had the city, because there were developments that were done by the ANC government then, but this government of the city of Cape Town, you can even name, I think the last time we had a proper project, housing development in the city of Cape Town was back then when the city of Cape Town, the city of Cape Town was run by the ANC. But now there's no housing development that has been done by the city of Cape Town. Hence why I'm saying, if those challenges, the city cannot wait for these problems to accumulate and lots of people to actually occupy the land, wouldn't be where we are. Had Monobisi Park been developed, wouldn't have new Monobisi now, because new Monobisi came in 2017, wouldn't be having new Monobisi Park. If the Monobisi Park was developed, wouldn't have new culture, new dawns, all these informal settlements where the city had land but chose not to develop. But then now that those pieces of land are occupied, then the city of Cape Town is saying, no, we actually have money, but we don't have land to develop. So I think if the city can just commit itself to addressing these issues before they become worse, then we wouldn't be where we are. Because because there's a Smolanyana project that took place, housing project, but the people from Monobisi Park got houses there. But the city is not strict in making sure that when a person gets a house, the shack that he had gets demolished they don't have proper measures in place of making sure that when someone gets a house, then that person's house gets demolished.
Are you being fair there? Should it not be the councillor that then makes sure that that shack is not occupied? There was a development that happened in Kukuletu where people were moved to East Rivier. I can tell you that as soon as they moved out, later that evening there was a new shack. In fact, maybe 2 new shacks. So should it be the city's responsibility, or should it be the ward councillors' responsibility? Because at the end of the day, if you get 2 new shacks in that place of 1, that is 2 families.
Definitely.
And then that is 2 families that you have to look after and you have to fight for.
Definitely. You know what, the city of Cape Town has a department called ISM, Informal Settlement Management. It's their responsibility to look after shacks. Us as councillors, we have a responsibility as well to look after shacks, but we can't manhandle people when they build shacks. It's the city of Cape Town that has a responsibility. Whenever there's a shack that has been built, they go there, they demolish. They don't do that. That is where the problem is. A proper management from the city of Cape Town, because it has a department designated or dedicated to doing exactly that. So the city of Cape Town is actually failing our people insofar as that is concerned. Because you see, if you can go to my ward, people will tell you that I tell them straight that when a house is being built, let me know. I'll inform the city of Cape Town, and I do that. There's a house of a person now that person got a house. He didn't demolish his house. I told ISM. They went there. They sprayed on his house. He painted. I told them, I think more than 3 times. Then what am I supposed to do? I'm putting my life on I don't have a problem. I tell them that I'm a ward councillor here. This must be done. I'm informing you. They're dragging their feet. So
actually, you guys had a problem when they went to a shack and they pulled out a naked man who was bathing. So now maybe they don't want the repeat.
No, definitely we don't want that. We don't want such. But as I'm saying, when and you see, I'm not bragging, but I believe that I'm one of the councillors who actually call ISM when there are people who are built. Because I've called community meetings there. I've told people that all I want is development for my people. I want electrification of this area. So we're not going to have new shacks mushrooming, because one service is for those ones that are here, and every piece of land is going to assist us to develop that area. So we don't want mushrooming shacks. But if someone has been having a house there and the city of Cape Town didn't address that, and the prescribed hours that the person must have for him to be eligible to own that piece of land has lapsed, then the city can't do anything. And so I'm saying they are failing in managing that informal settlement crisis.
Okay, no, I I hear you. Nantal, do we have anything from Facebook?
I've got just me a second.
Okay, fine. So what we normally do is we usually just check the comments on Facebook to hear what people have to say about the topic specifically. And also, but I know one thing about you is that you really do work hard for your people, because there was a time when there were strong winds. Was it last year or beginning of this year?
No,
last year. You actually spent the night outside with them because they had no accommodation.
Definitely, that's what we do. You can't lead your people if you don't love them. I love people of Ward 99. I love them big time. Hence why, you see, even now with this thing of them not being paid, I say to them, it's difficult for us to sleep when we know that there are people who have worked, who are supposed to be paid, but they have received nothing. It pains us. We can't sleep peacefully at night. Same as that incident when it happened. I couldn't go and sleep in my comfort room Whereas I know that there are people who are sleeping outside who don't have anywhere to sleep. Hence why I had to be there with them, because we love our people.
Okay, fine. So we've got comments here. Man of his words, indeed, segusele kancane. Okay, fine. It just means that it's pretty close. They're pretty close to Andia's Busiti.
The development of
okay, fine.
Yes.
We as the residents of Ward 99 are very grateful for a councillor like this one who's always with his people and is always leading from the front. Leading from the front, you mentioned that you go to court and you have been in the forefront of the Lolita Kowa case. You were there on the day that she was found, and you even went to the funeral. Just talk to me about that case, because that is one of the saddest cases that I've covered.
You see, now I'm being emotional when it comes to that one. As we normally do, it's just that there are those cases that get media's attention and so forth. But what we've done with Lolita is what we do with, and so I'm saying even today we're in court, but you didn't know about that because it was not a high profile. So we're always with our people who are always fighting for their rights. With Lolita, I think the councillor and the community leaders who played a very critical role in making sure that the perpetrators get to be arrested. Because when we heard of that incident, it was actually community leaders that went around loud hailing, looking for Lolita when she was lost. They couldn't find her. The community leaders went to the police station. We didn't get assistance from SAPS. And then the following day, Lolita was found. And then, here's the saddest part about this and police. Community members, because we are told to play a role in curbing crime and fighting crime. Community members are saying to the police, we suspect that the person who did this is so and so. In fact, this person didn't open for the community members the previous night when they went there. When they got there the following day, they get there, this woman is cleaning the wall, there's blood on the wall, cleaning and stuff like that, there's a bucket, water. A police officer says to this person, okay, we're leaving, we'll be back, don't touch anything, don't go, stay here. They leave. It became a problem to us. I said to the station commander, how can they leave? The person is actually cleaning blood and there's a person who's found there lying dead. And then, to cut the long story short, after the police came with sniffer dogs and stuff like that, and then they could match the blood of Lolita where she was found and this blood in this house, the police have the audacity of saying, no, we can't arrest these people because you see blood during the day. You can't say it's blood, really. We must come at night and stuff like that. And they're saying, no, we're going to take these people away and put them maybe somewhere to their family. We can't arrest them because we're not sure whether this is blood. That is when we stood up, called the community. We marched from that place to the police station and we demanded the arrest of those people. That is how they got arrested. Had we not done what we did, those people were not going to be arrested. Sure. Same as what has transpired today, because we're fighting a similar case, but I'm not going to go there. And then after that happened, you see, Mrs. Mandi, us as the ward council and my community leaders going to the Eastern Cape, bearing our people. And so I'm saying we always do these things, but because this one is
as a 7-year-old.
Yes, then people, no, we go. Children, our people, we support our people. You see, when I get to the Eastern Cape, going to bury someone from my ward, people would actually say, hey, we've never seen what you are doing. It's great. As I'm saying, we love our people, and we can't do these things if we don't love them. We know that Lolita's family needed all our support at that time, as we do to even other families. I don't want to sing loud Lolita's case, because maybe we can have a chat with anyone from my ward. Even other ward councillors would say, you go to Eastern Cape now and then to bury your people, because we love our people. Where we are because of them. We didn't put up CVs to be where we are. It's them who voted us into office. So it's actually a sad case. I think on the 22nd, we're going to court again, because the perpetrators are still inside. They didn't get bail. They're appearing in court on the 22nd, I think, of this month. It's a sad story, what happened with Lolita. More especially the fact that there's a woman that was involved in doing that to a 7-year-old. We believe that women have got this deep empathy and love. It was the name I don't know how to put it in English. It's not my mother tongue. But we believe that women have that. So it's weird for a woman to be involved in murdering a child, a 7-year-old child. So, yeah.
Ooh, okay. So I can see that your people really love you, because Ceba Wabantu, meaning the People's Councillor, and Khadebe Bungane Yibambe Njalo Ceba Wabantu. So these are all compliments. Where is someone that will say something about you? No, not necessarily bad. But okay, fine. So here's Atinduku saying that I remember this man mid last year helped my family that had helped a family that had a deceased member for almost a year because they could not afford the burial service. He buried that person, gave him a dignified funeral. We will never forget him. I get them. So, but do people actually, because you have a R1 million budget, and then you also helping, with the funerals, is that also coming from the budget? Is it coming from your pocket?
No, it comes from our pocket, because you can't use that R1 million for funerals and stuff. For someone to be assisted with the city, there's a particular route of indigent that you take, but that does not give a dignified funeral. That is a funeral that is given to people who've got no family members, no relatives. It's not dignified at all. But insofar as these funerals are concerned, maybe this one in particular would, from our pocket, try and assist that particular family when they're having challenges. Because you look at a situation when people are saying we really do not have money to bury our loved one. We try and come in. At times would ask as well for donations from different people to assist us, but for us to make sure that that person is actually buried in a dignified manner.
Okay, that is wonderful. So now let's just talk about the interventions, because I don't think that the city is definitely not doing anything at all. So what is it that they actually do? Because there's one thing that actually bothers me before we get to that. What bothers me is that whenever there's a fire incident, the city will not be there to provide the material that it used to provide. So where do you get the material? Do people actually buy the material with what? Because you said like the majority of the people in your ward do not work.
Yes, definitely. You see, that service that was rendered by the city of actually giving people material, it helped our people a lot. But now that service is no longer there. We depend on national government to assist us with fire kits or starter kits, but then with national government, it's a tedious process. It takes long, because even now we're seated with people who've had their houses spent maybe last year already, who haven't received their material to date. It's a problem, really. But when it was done by the city of Cape Town, it was quick, and we do not know the reason behind them stopping that service, because apparently what we're told is that national government cut the budget, but not specifically that one that speaks to service kids. But then the city of Cape Town chose to withdraw this one. So it's a problem really for our people, because they go for
I need to break your word there, because you said that the national government cut the budget. This is the Human Settlements Department we're talking about.
Yes.
The same Human Settlements Department that had an MMC that was arrested and all of that. Umalusi Boy. I remember when the budget was when they stopped the supplying the kits, it was around his tenure.
Yes, I think he was still around. He was still around by that time. But here's the thing: the national government decided to cut the budget to the provincial government in the city of Cape Town, because there was a lot of money that was being returned to national government by the city of Cape Town, not spending that money on housing development. And so I was saying there's no sizable development that has been done by the city of Cape Town ever since it took over the city of Cape Town, the DA took over the municipality. And then the national government chose to cut the budget, because there are rollovers of money is being returned. Then when that budget was cut, the city chose to do away with this budget that speaks to our people on a daily basis, that they know our people need it. Because they say that, most these ones, they're not voting for us, so why service them?
So it couldn't be a case of, okay, fine, so since we're not building for them, so let's at least keep this, because we know there's going to be floods, we know there's going to be fires, so let's just keep this, and
Definitely.
then, because it's not every day that you get fires, but there's a season where you'll get a fire in Khayelitsha, all these areas, so let's just keep this much for this. But no, we're just taking everything away.
Can't you be a City of Cape Town advisor, informal settlement? Because that's definitely what they need to do. Because really, they should have just kept that one, because they know it's not every year where they build houses, but they know that every year there's shack fires. So they should have kept that one and not do away with it, and make sure that they do. Because in a space, I think in the past week or so, I've had 7 fires in my ward in the past week, and 3 deaths in those 7 fires. So fires, it's something that we breathe day in, day out, shack fires. So then if in a week, Ward 99 alone can have 7 different isolated shack fires, then Ward 95, Ward 91, Ward 90, all other wards. So I think that's the service that the city should have kept, because it was at least assisting our people. There are people who really, really, really do not have money to build their houses when they're pent down. So even now you'd see an open space only to find out that this shack bent maybe last year, but the person literally has no money, because those are the type of people who are leading. A person, even if you can say, Ss Mandi, go to the training center, there's an employment, you must go and sign a contract. A person won't have 17 rands to take a taxi to go to training center. That person will actually walk those kilometers to training center for that person to get it. Those are the type of people that were leading. They do not, our people do not have money. And really, they would go for months, even a year, without building. If he doesn't have material, he won't build.
Yeah, I know what it feels like to not have a single cent on you. So that's actually, yeah. Anyway, so I was asking, like, what is it that the city does? Because yes, we can bash them here and there and everywhere, but there has to be that one spot that or that one thing that they are getting right in your ward.
I think the one thing that they're getting right in my ward, I'm just trying to think.
I mean, you've got 5 new
yes, that's what I was.
officers.
That's what I was going to go to now, because other things I can't say they are getting it right because I do not have access roads. The road that they build there takes a month. I think even a month is too long, and it gets damaged again. The toilets that they install there are few. They don't meet the ratio. High mast lights, they're not there. So I can't say on that they're doing right.
It's all good, yeah.
Yes, I can't say. There's this thing of the LEAP officers. It's a great initiative, but I just want to see the implementation of it, whether is it going to yield the results. Because for now, it's a great initiative, but for now, I'm sensing that I don't know whether these people are here to collect information for the city of Cape Town because we're going to elections. They want, they'd go to ECDs. Who owns this ECD? The name of the ECD, the name of the owner, the what, going around, reporting, making C3 notifications and stuff like that. I want them to be at the forefront of fighting crime.
But is that what is currently happening now?
Yes, that is what is currently happening. And so I'm saying they'd go around going to ECDs, collect, okay, what is the name? How many ECDs do you have? How many playing ground do you have? How many how many do you have? So
you kind of like don't even know why they're there, because are you here to fight crime? Because that is the idea of having them there. Or are you here to collect information, and for what? So, but then, okay, fine. So there was a statement that was issued by the MMC for solid waste, Alderman Grant Twig, and he was talking about the solid waste vehicles that have been hijacked in areas like Khayelitsha. He didn't specify as to where exactly. And your area seems to be the hotspot for hijackings. Am I right or am I wrong there? Because we recently had the vehicle of the Gift of the Givers also that was hijacked, and the 3 staff members that were kidnapped. I know I shared a video of you talking about that, but can you just tell our viewers about that incident and what's happening in your area?
No. Hijackings do happen in almost every area in Khayelitsha. It's not that it's my ward, but even with this thing of Gift of the Givers, it didn't happen in my area.
Okay.
But it's because of our activism. When the project manager from Gift of the Givers called me, Mr. Ali, he said, my buggy has been hijacked. Sent me a location. I went there straight because ours is to fight crime. We can't allow services that are coming to our area to be robbed because it's depriving our people of basic services that they deserve. So even the incidents of hijacking, I know that in my ward, the buggy of solid waste, in my entire term, ever since I came into office, it was hijacked once, but we got it again. So it's not that it's something that is happening in my ward and stuff like that. But as we are community activists, people who fight crime, when we are called upon, even if we don't, crime for us has no boundaries. Because we know that if Gift of the Givers decides not to come to our areas, because Gift of the Givers is one of the organizations that are the first respondents. They come out first when there's fire, when there's floods and stuff like that. They come to assist our area, our communities, and come with tangible things that you can see and that can assist our communities. More especially, now I would say that Gift of the Givers does better than the city of Cape Town when there's a fire, when there's a flood, because the city does nothing, like literally nothing, when there's a fire.
They have the whole disaster risk management there.
No,
What do
those
they
people
do?
are there for paperwork only. No, you can call the city of Cape Town and ask them, what is it that you do? What is it that you provide for these areas when there's fires? Put them on the spot, ask them, I'm saying this here live on your... There's nothing that the city does for a person when someone's house is burnt down. Nothing, completely nothing. All they do is paperwork, write that, send it to national. But the city of Cape Town does nothing, absolutely. I'm saying this on record. They can come, the mayor, whoever you can challenge him on this. I'm saying this in your show podcast. There's nothing that the city does. We saw the mayor going to another area, giving gas stoves and stuff like that. Maybe that was his campaigning, but there's nothing that the mayor has brought in my community, my ward. And so I'm saying now, in the past week, I've got 7 shack fires, fire shacks that were burned, and 3 people died. Nothing that was done by the city. They went there to do their paperwork. So there's absolutely nothing.
Wow. Okay, fine. It's after 8, so I wish we could have actually more time, because this is quite interesting. I'm learning a lot also from you. I'm very shocked by other revelations, especially the 1 million budget. I cannot get over that one. That was the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that the people that are living in these conditions will one day get the help that they need and they deserve. Thank you for watching. My name is Mandilakhe Tshwete, and you were Beyond the Headlines.